This Kindness Day is in honor of Tommy Raskin, Jamie Raskin's son, who unfortunately passed away last year. And so this event is just to spread joy in the community and honor him by, doing a variety of service activities and just giving back to others. And so today we have this event with, I believe, 24 different tables from various organizations with lots of youth volunteers helping to run the events, as well as younger kids participating in them. Because at Small Things Matter, we are really interested in involving youth in service, whether that is, older kids that can earn student service learning hours, but even younger kids, because we really believe that anyone can make a big difference, no matter their size, and together we can all really make a big impact by just everyone doing what they can.
One, kindness is the key to making sure that people in our community get what they need in a spirit of love and in a welcoming environment. And so to have so many nonprofit organizations, many are ran by residents in our community, to be willing to organize, to provide the necessary outreach to make sure that people in our community get what they need in an immediate way, I think is just so important and just really shows the spirit of Tacoma Park. And so it's going to be critical. A lot of these efforts really were stretched during the pandemic, but what we're seeing now is that there's still a continued need, even though we're at a different phase of addressing the pandemic. So I'm so appreciative of all of the organizations that we have here today and all of the work that they're doing to educate our community, but also meet the immediate needs of so many residents that live here.
This is very much also in the spirit of Tommy Raskin. So Tommy grew up in this community, and he was somebody who always practiced the idea of kindness. Kindness was just part of his DNA, and so if he were here and he's here somewhere, he would love this. This would be something that he would just be getting so much joy out of. It's actually pretty multi-generational. We've got really little kids, we've got older people, and people are really celebrating what it is to be kind of the power of kindness and compassion.
Today's event is terrific. It really, is an example of and a great memorial to Tommy Raskin, who really lived his life in service for others. So I'm just thrilled that Small Things Matters was able to pull together all these different groups and activities in honor of Tommy today.
We're partnering with a couple other organizations to do a food distribution, which is now our largest project due to massive expansion with COVID. But if you saw the people picking up boxes earlier, those were all families that we serve every week that we were helping out.
Safe Routes to School is a program that encourages students to walk and bike to school safely through engineering, education, and enforcement. We're here, we're giving out safety tips to let them know the basic tips about the rules of the road, like using the crosswalk, looking left, right, and left, and making sure they wear bright and reflective clothing. Also, we have these safety lights as it gets dark earlier. We want kids to make sure they be seen, so wearing these lights that reflect and light up give drivers a better chance to see you.
Nest for Us is a nonprofit organization based in Ashburn, Virginia. We started in around 2017, mainly focused on helping the homeless community. And from there, we've expanded to a bunch of different programs, ranging from our Nest Buddies program, which is a birthday in a box, to Nest Tutors, which is a free tutoring program, which started off in just the DMV area and now spans multiple countries, including countries in Africa and countries in India. Today, we have two of our core projects. We have our Notes of Kindness, which are designed as encouragement notes for the homeless community. These are a staple in a lot of our projects. We put them in our care packages, our snack packs, and ultimately they're to uplift and motivate people going through tough times, just to help them persevere through these types of situations. And the other project we have is our Mealtime Inspiration Kit. this is another staple, goes into a lot of our care packages. It's basically the core to a lot of eating. So we got condiments, napkins, utensils that we'll put into our care packages, snack packs, and we distribute to people in the homeless community in the DMV area.
For example, some of the things we help with is like when we sell cookies. Last year when we were in Daisy's, we helped make sure people didn't use too much palm oil since it's bad for animals because they're losing their habitats. And yeah, today we're here to make kindness rocks. We're helping other people make bookmarks for the NIH Children's Inn. We're helping people make kindness rocks for the community. It's a painted rock that's meant to spread kindness. If there's a person poor and they need food, it would be like giving them money to get food. That would be like the meaning of Kindness Day, to be kind to other people, even if you don't know them. You have to be kind to them.
I decided to come volunteer because I wanted to make a positive impact on kids, and I think this is a really nice event. Our table, we are making cards to go along with coloring book sets we're giving to kids in the hospital. We're making nice, positive cards to brighten their days, and I think everyone's excited to make an impact on these kids in the hospital because I know they definitely need something to brighten their day.
We're doing like a coat drive, and we thought it would be nice for all the coats that we get. We make these little note cards that have happy messages that'll make people smile when they get the coats. And the people that are poor on the streets, when they come and get the coats, it might make them happier when they open up the note cards in the coat pockets.
We are an inclusive community living room here on Main Street in Tacoma Park. We focus specifically on creating safe spaces for youth. We are encouraging folks to make safe space signs to put up in their homes or their office or to take to school, or encourage other local businesses to put up so that as young people are walking around town, they know that there's a place where it's safe for them to be.
Try to be very active in the community and think this is an important event, giving back to and showing kindness, in support of the community. We receive a lot from the community and want to help share what the kindness we receive back out into the community. Today we are receiving donations for books. As part of the readathon, we are trying to do a book swap so that every child in the school gets a new to them book. So we're receiving donations for those books, and we are also receiving snacks because we try to provide a snack for every third grader in the school through donations. And we are also doing thank you notes for teachers, because that's another thing we view as an important part of our mission, is to show the gratitude we have for all the staff and teachers in the school.
The hub was created during the pandemic emergency for us to be able to provide food for people in need. We have ever since evolved, because now we not only do food distribution but also have case managers on our site to be able to help people with services in the community and for their families to grow and to empower them. Today we have brought some of the materials we need for the kids to plant their own seeds. We have the seeds that we have are microgreens. In other words, the plants are very small, but they do have 9 times the nutrients of a regular plant. Broccoli, cilantro, we have a variety of seeds. Very easy to care, and the kids can get involved in growing their own foods at home, eating healthier, and being kind to the earth too.
Let's Play America is a nonprofit based and founded in Tacoma Park, Maryland, and our mission is to encourage people of all ages to play by helping them create playful events in their own communities. These wonderful youngsters are volunteering, as is Let's Play America, in honor of Tommy Raskin. This is Kindness Day, January 28th, 2023, and we're glad to be here. And what we are doing, hold up the tubes, the kids are helping us make weighted hula hoops. This is what it'll look like when we're done. And the best part about weighted hula hoops is anybody can hula hoop.
So basically we're connecting them like this to make a hoop shape so people can actually use them as hula hoops.
I decided to volunteer because it's just good to help out communities that need it.
I mean, it's a great day, good day to give back to your community. I mean, it's important that everybody goes out, gives back to the community. I think everybody should do it.
I think it's good. I think it's important to help out when you can.
It's really fabulous that so many people in our community come together to just share the love of a really wonderful human being.
I think it's awesome because, the community can come together, can look at what's going on around their community, not only for them to receive, but also to give back, to be involved, to be volunteers, to become aware of other needs and people around them, services that they can use, but also they can contribute to.
I think it's pretty awesome, I guess, that we're giving to people that don't really have enough.
I really think that today is very helpful so children that are sick can feel happy, just because sometimes it can feel bad to know that you might be different or have a sickness and that you can't maybe do some things that you really wanted to do. Kindness Day is important to make sure everybody feels good and important to the world and our communities.
I think this is absolutely amazing. It's a great way for organizations in the community to meet one another, work together. Collaboration is huge, especially with the pandemic, and people were sort of forced into their own homes. Communication was sort of cut. This is a great way to bring the community back together after something as big as COVID-19, and just a community impact is a lot better than just one organization. Two heads are better than one. Two organizations working together are better than one.
Events like this is really awesome, where you can have different community partners coming together for the ultimate benefit of our students. And when we come together, we can really reach the holistic of their child, whether it's health, whether it's safety, or whether it's just a sense of their community.
With everything that's going on in our country these days, to be able to come together as a community and really honor the memory and the work that Tommy Raskin did in his lifetime, to continue that is just a wonderful thing to do today.
I think it's an important event to have because not only does it make a positive impact on kids who are in the hospital or kids who are homeless, it also makes an impact on the kids who come in and help out because they feel like they're doing something to help. And I think it's just a great event to do.
Big thank you to all of the groups that are here. Let's Play, Small Things Matter. There's just so many groups, and to be able to organize in this way to make it fun, but to also provide food distributions, to collect donations for clothing, and offer gift cards. It's just so amazing, so heartwarming. So I want to thank all of the organizations that are here today.
It's a very positive force, kindness. It is something. First of all, it's very good for you. It's from a selfish perspective, it's a very healthy thing to be kind. But it also just gives you the sense of things you can do to make an impact. You don't need to be a multimillionaire or even a millionaire to do things that affect others, that provide a real touch point and show your compassion. So it's really a way of opening up your mind and your hearts to things that are in your power. So I think it's a real empowering thing to be kind.
Good games today. It's always going to be competitive. This year has been pretty competitive. The 4 playoff teams did an excellent job this season. So we knew it was going to be a battle. It was going to be fun. Our semifinal game, we really hit the ground running and scored early and often. Championship as well. I think the big thing is our defense, our confidence in each other as a group, as a whole. Individually we're good, but together we're better. And so I think just that trust, the fact that a lot of us have played for many years, really it's like another language. When you have a unit of people who do something together, whether it's sports, whether it's whatever, it could be anything, it's like you're all speaking the same language as far as the physical activity, and the conversation just adds to it.
We're a lot of fun. We've got some great hitting, and as a pitcher, I try not to walk anybody, so I just walked one person all day. So.
Oh, it's so much fun. So much fun. I always love how competitive and just, the coach, he's really great because you could get some tough coaches. And so it's really like a family.
I mean, it was fun. It was competitive. The first game, we won 6-5. They scored 4 runs in the first inning, and then they only scored 1 more run after that. And the second game, unfortunately, they just hit the ball better than we did.
This game I didn't do as good, but I thought my team picked me up when I needed them to. So I know I can always count on them.
The first game was very tight. They got ahead early, and then we passed them up about midway, and pretty much there was no scoring in the second half of the game. Really good defense in that first game. Second game, well, we got a little behind and just never had a chance to catch up. Really didn't get our bats going.
The season was great, so powerful. So our team was one of the best players. So unfortunately, we went to the second place, but because it's not because we were not good, so because they were really, really good too. So the last game was perfect, so we tried to do the best to win the first place, but unfortunately, as I said, so it was unfortunate.
Really special to represent the city, a wonderful city, and to do something that's fun. It's a team aspect, it's social, it's great exercise, it's outdoors, it's everything you want. Competition is good, but I think more so the camaraderie and the fact that people can get to know each other and do things together. So it's been really special, and we're just grateful to have the platform and the opportunity.
Well, this was my first season, and I loved the league just because everybody had good sportsmanship, and it was fun, and it just made it enjoyable coming every Sunday.
I love playing in this league. I've been playing with my son Gabe for 17 years, and it's always been fun. People have always had a good attitude, and I'm just so grateful to live in a city that sponsors this nice rec league.
Good game. Hey, appreciate it. How's it going?
It was great. It was. It's really a great league to play with. Everybody's wonderful, good sportsmanship, and it's pretty competitive. So that's all very good.
Oh, I love this league. I've played in this league for, might be going on 20 years now. I have always been on the Rejoicers. Since Joyce was running the Rejoicers. Joyce Hanula, she's who the team's named after. So yeah, I've always been on the one team. We are usually one of the better teams in the league.
I've played in this league for about 20 years. I moved to the Tacoma Park, Silver Spring area in 2003, and that was my first year playing. It was a chance to just meet people that lived in the neighborhood, and I've been friends with these people for the last 20 years.
It's a lot of fun, I've been playing for like 5 years in this league. It's like really good people, it's competitive, but I think everybody's like good sportsmen as well, so it's a lot of fun. It's good. We know the other players on the other teams and have been playing against them for a few years, so we all just come out here, have a good time.
I'm just getting chills just thinking about it. This league means the most to me of any sports team I've ever played on, even through more competitive high school baseball. There's nothing I look forward to more during the year than Tequila Shots softball, and I've been in this league since freshman year of college, so 2006, so it's going on almost 20 years. And it's been handed down over the generations. My dad, who's on the bench over there, and Gabe's dad's still playing. He's the pitcher. We've all been on this team for many, many years, and it truly is a family. So it's not just getting together as players, as a team. It's getting together as family, and really it just means so much to me. And it's one thing that's kept me around in this area, just so that I can keep playing Tequila Shot softball with these amazing people around us. Are we playing softball or are we drinking tequila shots? No, usually last year we had a really nice bottle of this. I don't know if somebody forgot, but trust me, we will catch up. We'll catch up. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's right. It's we do that afterwards. Ball game.
All right.
Especially these pieces here in 2018. I was spending a lot of time out in nature. I was living in Baltimore, Maryland at the time, so I was walking around the neighborhoods, and I was spending a lot of time in Silburn Arboretum, which is a beautiful botanical garden in the area, and I was just taking a lot of photos of flowers and nature and things like that. And so I started to play around with the photos and create what you see here, which are sort of these manipulated images. Sort of some of them are kind of kaleidoscopic and almost a mirror reflection of each other, but all of these pieces started out as photos from the natural areas of Baltimore. No, I guess I would think of myself as a spontaneous artist, create from the heart sort of thing. It just kind of came to me. So. I was in a place in my personal process where there was something about the act of taking a photo that was calming for me. I think it had to do with using the focus feature or the zoom lens on the camera that helped me center and be present in the environment. So it was almost like therapeutic for me to take photos. Balance and symmetry for sure, but I also like art that is totally unbalanced. So I think for me it was a process of making art that was symmetrical and balanced helped me feel more balanced. I've done some watercolor painting, and I've used the same digital process on those paintings that I have with the photos here. And so those have ended up looking like Rorschach ink blots because just it being a painting and a lot of what I was doing was sort of color bleeds on the page. So I have been experimenting with other media, but still going back to that digital process in the end. Ultimately, there's something about taking whatever I've photographed or taking something I've painted and then putting it in the magic machine is what I like to call it, which is just the technology, and then kind of seeing what comes out of it. So it's very, most of it is unplanned. And for me, I enjoy doing that because I can often become a sort of a neurotic planner, and making art in this way allows me to set myself free from that. Yeah, I guess I just have learned that sometimes I need to trust the process, and that the process is not linear. So the art making process is not linear. It's recursive, much in the way that the writing process is recursive. I'm actually an English teacher, and so it's been interesting to be creating, this is a different type of composition, right, than I do with my students. But the act of composing and recomposing, which is really what I'm doing, involves that nonlinear back and forth in the process. So it's almost like I'm practicing that in a new way. So that's been really great. That's the thing, I feel like I'm an English teacher, and obviously I love language and I love the power of words, but there are things that I feel like sometimes words can't capture. Like there are feelings and experiences that you can't put words to. And so for me, that my art allows me to express that. In the future, I want to continue to experiment. Art for me is about play. I like to play. I try not to take it too seriously. I try to just block out everything around me and really just see what happens. So I'm looking forward to more adventures and more playtime with my art.
I've been using this big Afghan camera since 2007. The long story. So I landed in Afghanistan and I see this camera in the street and I'm like, this is beautiful. I'm gonna buy it just because it's pretty. And then I tested it. I loved the effect of it. It's a dark room and a camera at the same time, and I started taking photos with it. So 2007, I take those photos, and I start wandering in Afghanistan with it on my shoulder, and I shot like hundreds and hundreds of photos in the street. And so I did little shows with all those photos and stuff like that. And then later on, when I came to America, I was like, I want to do big work. And I re-explored my negative and made them big and mixed media. And here you go. That's what we get. All right. So I will be a bit technical. I enlarged it and I wanted to bring the grit. I miss the grit, the gritty street of Afghanistan. I miss it a lot. I miss the grit. I miss the dirty. I miss the handmade. So I wanted to not only show a photo, because we've seen a million of awesome photos from Afghanistan. Show more than the photo. Bring like the feeling of the street of all of this, So that's where the mixed media come together. It's like different kind of paper, different brand, expired paper, and it feels like everything that's rebuilt there. It's like old material and new material and paint and layers of stuff and years. And that's what I did on this thing. It's like mixing paint and photo paper and yeah, even the frame. I made the frame and put it together. It's part of the photo. In this photo, I think the content is really secondary. Like the photo itself, it's not as important as the tactile object of the photography. We've seen like 1 billion of awesome photos from Afghanistan. And this one, I think they make more sense as an object and big enough to bring to your face, like really big. And and I want to do way more big artwork like this, but it's technically very hard. I think it's great to produce an object, a photographic object. How many photos we take every day and we never look at them again? They are just like pixels lost, energy lost. It's useless. I don't know why we keep doing that. So dive into darkroom and do something, make an object. At the end of the day, you're so happy when you have something in your hand, It's not just another 1 billion pixels here and there. it makes no sense to me to take all those photos. They've been taken already. AI is doing it better, so I don't know. Satisfaction of making something tangible. At the end of the day, I love making stuff with my hand. It's also all upcycled material, so I don't feel like I'm wasting any resources. You know, it's all the paper is like found paper, found object, donated stuff. I'm just rescuing it. So I don't feel bad because I'm trying not to produce too much. I mean, the world is enough. We produce enough crap. So yeah, what I gain, it's at the end of the day, I got an object in my hand and I can show people and bring what I felt while being in Afghanistan to people, like the grit and the handmade, and let people experience it.
So I think I'd mark it down as 2017. My best friend wrote his first novel, and it's nominally about birding. And so I read through it, and I noted all the birds that he put down in it and started cutting them up. And then if the question's why paper, it's because I'm terrible at painting. I can't get the forms and the shapes that I want in painting, but I can get them in paper, right? It just takes time. Well, one, I love it. I think it's a beautiful art form. I think it's just different. I enjoy introducing people to the art form of paper cutting. It's really varied. You know, it can be 1,000 different things, and so that's probably what I love about it. Also, it's meditative. So after a long day of work, just sitting down, you can't go too quickly when you're working with a razor-sharp blade. Bad things happen. So you just take your time and you get lost in the details. Yeah, so I use an art knife. So I think an X-Acto blade, right? So a super sharp, razor-sharp blade and a very nice ergonomic handle. And I just take my time cutting through it. And then some of my pieces have got acrylic ink or acrylic paint or alcohol inks mixed in. And then I like to do some of my pieces on layers. So you'll see multiple layers like glass so that you get a sense of depth. I'd like to try something big. I want to make like a really big cut. You know, something that fills a wall by itself, right? A lot of paper cutting happens at a very personal size, and that's nice. But there's something about taking it out of that and doing it on scale, right? There's just it's a different way of approaching the artwork. I really love working with the human form. So you'll find that in a number of my pieces, whether it's yogis or it's ballerinas, it's just, you know, or the aerialist on the silks. I really like the human form, and that's, of course, nothing unique to me. Artists have been drawing human form and painting human form for forever. But what I want to do more of is telling stories, right? So a lot of my pieces are just trying to present an interesting image, you know, a beautiful image maybe. But I want to do better at telling a story with that image, right? So communicating something beyond just here's a whatever. So a narrative. Yeah, so it's, in a sense, it's all about positive and negative space. You know, it's the simplest. It's like drawing something with a black ink pen. You know, every line is as black as it gets, and everything you don't touch is white paper, right? So you have this very black and white, binary sort of sense to it. So I just want to work harder on making better use of that and communicating more depth with that very simple medium of black and white, if you will. But if you look at my pieces, you'll see I don't usually work in black and white. I love color. So I try to put a lot of color into my pieces. Mostly what would be counted as a cardstock. So like printer paper is 20-pound paper. So if you had a case of it, it would weigh 20 pounds. The paper I use is mostly 90-pound paper, so it's really thick, you know. But I also use a lot of paper on the exact opposite end of the spectrum. So I use a lot of 90-pound, and then I use a lot of incredibly thin rice paper, you know, where it's translucent and whatever's behind it comes through. You can see right through it, it's so thin. The last thing I would say is that paper cutting is an incredibly approachable art form. You can use a chainsaw, scissors, sheep shears, knives, whatever you have available. Any paper is a good way to get started. I've carved books. So if anybody's interested in it, I mean, there's an entire society that works on this, the Guild of American Paper Cutters, that's dedicated to this art form. So there's, you know, it's a smaller art form, unlike, you know, painting or sculpting and things like that. But, you know, there's people out there that can help you get started. So just give it a try.